What's good, YouTube? This is Solada, and today I'll be talking about Virgo new moon. And the new moon already passed. Right now we like a Libra or some shit, but I'm still gonna talk about it, pin it down. Virgo new moon. Every time there's a new moon, a new moon cycle, it's time to plant seeds. Whatever is scary, whatever how you feel about it, just do it. Getting too comfortable in a spot, it can like be stagnant, and you don't have no new ideas or new sparks for yourself. You have your own mind, your own thoughts, and your own feelings and shit like that. Instead of letting an external or outside source give you new thoughts and feelings, how about you do it instead of be a bitch and shit like that? Instead of being a bitch, you gotta get out and express yourself. You gotta show however you feel about yourself, like whatever you think that's bad or how people think about you. Like, fuck that shit. You can't rely on people and shit like that to build you up. You gotta build your own self up, because people's gonna throw your ass in the trash and shit. Fuck how everybody thinks about you. Fuck the image and shit like that. It's about you. And these are just strangers too. Like, some people, you think they're your family and shit like that, they be your strangers because they don't have the same type of level or thinking or feeling that you on. They not in the same type of space or energy that you in. So, Virgo new moon is about planting seeds and shit like that. And also connecting to the new moon, it's about Aries full moon. So this also plays to that, your individuality and your character, how you express yourself. If you're not planting any seeds or anything or expressing yourself, how the fuck you expect to be fulfilled in the new moon? You gotta do shit. Do what's scary, whatever. I mean, it ain't about like, okay, well I gain, like, it's not about the expectation of gaining, it's about learning. Okay, well I gain from wisdom and shit like that. It's not always about winning all the time, but it's about progression, what you learn from a situation, instead of thinking that everything's supposed to go your way, which everything does in a way, but it's not how you want it or how you expect it. You gotta take time with yourself and like reciprocate and evaluate yourself. But Virgo new moon, it's good to plant seeds. The moon does with your eternal nature, the feminine side. And then also Virgo, it's a mutable sign, it's an earth sign, it's a feminine sign, and also connected with Mercury, the feminine side of Mercury. And the masculine side of Mercury is Gemini, which does with the thinking. That connects with Virgo because you also think, but it's also on the earth element. So how you think in reality, how you gonna connect things and ground it to reality, how you gonna progress things, because it ain't about being perfect, it's about being better, it's about progressing. How you gonna make things better in reality instead of just overthinking it and not doing shit. Like, you could sit your ass down and think all you fuck you want, but you're not gonna go outside and do it. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna do shit about it. Like, you're just gonna be overthinking. Like, that's not good, because like, you overthinking, you in the fourth and sixth dimension overthinking, but you're not, doing shit in reality and shit like that. Like, don't take these things for granted. Utilize these things. Yeah, Earth in 3D can be boring and bullshit, but it's what you do with it. Like what you gonna do with your life and shit like that. And so, Virgo and shit like that. We in the Libra season right now, but Virgo sun, what you did in Virgo sun was how you deal with yourself, how you process things internally and with your mind, and also your nervous system and shit like that. So like me, I can speak for myself. Going through experience, I did some shadow work. I went out, expressed myself. I went through some scary things, and also I got a new viewpoint of things, how I see reality and shit like that. Like, Virgo is good with the nervous system, how you process things, and also you develop your techniques, because you have your own mind, your own feelings. I know that this world has been bullshit and how they indoctrinate people and shit like that, but there's no excuse, because you got these thoughts and feelings, you can't see them and shit like that, but you noticing them, and you actually use these thoughts and feelings and get through the 3D and shit like that, and manifest. Like, I like to use the word manifest, but it's been like bullshit on. Like, niggas take manifestation and shit like, oh, it's supposed to be in my lap and shit. Like, no, like, you bring these things down, like, no expectation or nothing. You do the fucking work. Like, real talk, you do the work. But different techniques, how you train your thoughts and your feelings, having that intelligence about your emotions and also the thoughts, how you utilize these things, different techniques, how you see the reality and shit like that. I've been doing that, shadow work, tapping into my traumas, especially childhood and shit like that. Like, that shit goes in the depths, real talk. And also a little bit of sauce, like connecting with past traumas and shit. Past lives a little bit. I've been talking to Dolo about some aspects like Gemini and Saturn, it goes along with like communications. Also, how my past life I was taking advantage over people. But this past life, I put myself in check. Like, it don't even feel right for me to take advantage over people and shit like that. Like, that's not my thing. Like, you know, but connect them with Virgo and shit like that. Shadow work and shit like that. But you doing that, and then shadow work and communication. How you communicate with yourself, what you pay attention to, and basically Virgo is about separating, like what you gonna throw out. It's like another version of Scorpio, but Scorpio is like more. It's like it's the water realm, and Virgo's the earth realm, and they kind of relate with each other because it does with the mind, and in Scorpio it does with the psyche, the psychological and shit like that. They kind of like they related in a way, and also you know Virgo is the woman. It's purification. How you gonna purify yourself and shit like that, and then what you separating, what you throwing out, because not everything can come with you and shit like that. You gotta let go of some shit. You gotta let go of some baggages, traumas and shit like that. It's a purification. And then Virgo, shit. Hold on. Yeah, Virgo, it's a mutable sign and shit like that, so it always changes. You can't be sitting stale all on your ass all day. You gotta do some shit and let go some shit. And you know, Virgo, damn, yeah, I'm thinking too much. Virgo, you know, you gotta do shit on the earth realm, you know. And I've been doing the shadow work, letting go some stuff, having a new lifestyle. Cause like Virgo, it's so perfect. What it likes to be perfect all the time, that it changes its whole behavior and lifestyle. And that's what connects with Virgo. Like, you can't be the same person that you was last year. Every year is a new you and shit like that. Like, hold that January and shit, but even though the new year is not January, it's March, because everything springs around Aries, March and shit like that. Everything dies down in winter time in January. That's Capricorn and Capricorn and let's like around Capricorn and Aquarius. Things die down. Things rise up in New Year, Aries, March. But you know, every year you're supposed to have a new lifestyle. You're supposed to learn something. Like, instead of carrying a baggage and being a bitch about things, take the aspect of like, okay, I learned this about this. I can learn this about that. I can put this into now. Because we overthink about what's going to happen in the future. And I can speak for myself. Like, and I know there's some people that overthink, but I'm not going to speak for everybody. But I'm speaking from experience. You can overthink about the future, and you can think about the past, which is water. Like, air is the future and fire in a way. No, air is like now in the past. Fire is the future. Water is the past, but earth is now. What you can do right now, though, like, fuck the past, fuck the future. What you gonna do right now, nigga? Like, real talk. Like, you can overthink your ass about what's gonna happen, or you can feel your way ass like about the past. But what you gonna do now? Now, you know, I can do a motherfucking backflip if I want right now. I can like plan something right now, you know, instead of being a bitch about it and then like giving the negative thoughts and stuff. Like, that's not cool. You gotta be progressive in the now, and it's not gonna be easy, but it's worth trying. Real talk. And also, yeah, I got the shit growing down. I'll talk a little bit of freestyle. Virgo. Yeah, I was saying Virgo is like what you pay attention to. So if you be paying attention to bullshit, you're gonna get bullshit in the now. If you pay attention to progression, you're gonna get progression in the now. Whatever you pay attention to, that's what you get. Like, you can't complain about getting this if you've been focusing on that. It's like me, okay, like, it's like me, like, paying attention to it. I'm gonna get it. Like, you're gonna get what you're gonna get. Real talk. You can't complain about it. And that's what you gotta do, shadow work also. Because like, you can be thinking about some healthy shit right now, and you might know some little percentage level, but also it's like deep roots of the psychological way of it. Because you can have some traumas and shit like that you haven't done shadow work, and it could be fogging it up like that. And that's where you gotta do shadow work. It's good to do shadow work. Like, real talk, shadow work really, like, it's like shadow work don't stop, because it's always you're always progressing and shit like that. It's like shadow work is a big thing, especially these feminine signs. Like, the feminine is like The feminine signs is like a way to, it's like a hidden expression. And then also you gotta do shadow work to like untap that, so you can express yourself through the masculine. And techniques, I already talked about the earth, which is the now, and then also, you know, the reality, because we in the earth realm right now. You know, everything's 3D. You can see things like the trees and shit like that. For example, clearly like that. The tree, that's earth and shit. Like, I can tap in, use my thoughts and feelings, and then, you know, manifest and actually attract things to 3D and stuff. Like experience, also how I relate with myself internally, and also how I relate with people like-minded. Because, like, it's cool to relate people, especially nigga, we in 2023, like, it's cool to relate with people, but like if we're not on the same type of page, it's just gonna be pandering. Like we're not gonna go nowhere, because like we communicating, but we're not on the same type of mission. We're not on the same type of wave and shit like that. Like, it's good to be communicating with like-minded people. I don't give a fuck if it's offline and shit like that. Even though reality is better, because you can get your 1-2, you can talk to each other, relate with each other, but do what you can. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's not gonna be perfect, but as long as you trying and doing your best, that's all that matters. Mutable, moon emotions, comfortability. You know, the thing about this new shift is like we in a lot of retrogrades and stuff like that, so it's gonna bring like some uncomfortable parts, but you gotta go through it. And like being too comfortable is not cool, because like being comfortable, that doesn't build progress, that doesn't change nothing. It's not mutable, it's fixed. But being comfortable with uncomfortability is like, okay, I'm fixated on being comfortable, but I'm also going through the mutable ways of seeing it and stuff like that. And then how I'm seeing it is probably in the wrong way of me seeing it. I've got to go through the experience and then learn from it. So you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You can't be a bitch about things. And also it brings strength. Like, you can't be no bitch ass nigga thinking that the world's going to change and you sitting on your ass saying, oh yeah, the next president's going to change. How many times you going to say the next president's going to change this, change that? President ain't doing shit but taking your energy and then using for what the fuck they got to do and shit like that. Instead of your ass getting... And then the thing is, like, nobody can do it by themselves. You gotta build a community. Shout out Soul Group and shout out Subconscious Community. Shout out Dolo. Like, that's a real ass nigga right there. Real talk. You gotta get off your ass and do some shit. You can't expect people and depend people on to do shit for you. Like, that's lazy. Like, once you start to work on yourself and you have the maturity to see, that's laziness. Like, a lot of people don't see that as laziness. And it's crazy. I gotta explain this shit. That's laziness, nigga. Like, you expecting this and that. Like, no, don't expect shit. And they don't expect people to help you. You gotta help yourself first. And you know, be comfortable, be uncomfortable. You know, that builds strength. It builds a lot of fortitude. You know, and on the 4th and 6th dimension, you know, where your mind goes is your body goes. And you know, the mind, like metaphysical and shit like that. Like, talking on the earthly realm about it, I'm in a vibe where it's like, oh, this it's like phony. But when, like, I'll go through experience and shit like that. Like, I know it's different waves and different energies, but on the 4th and 6th dimension, you building your spaceship, you building artillery. You can't be scared to go through experience. You learn from it. How crazy, however crazy it is, or how scary it is, you going through it. You can't be scared of it. Like, it's like you scared of life. Like, how you gonna be scared to live and you gonna be scared to die? Like, if you scared to live, that is death. You're not changing nothing. And you go through life and death and then birth. It's a cycle. Like, you gotta go through shit. You can't be scared of it. Be comfortable, be uncomfortable, and adapt to it. That builds strength. Also, Virgo new moon, get shit off your chest. Don't hold shit. Because like, when you hold shit in, especially like your gut and shit like that, the navel right here, which is like around the solar plexus and shit, when you hold that shit in, you don't express, that fucks up your thinking pattern, your nervous system, and like, you know, you feel tight and shit like that. Like, it's good to express yourself. Don't be scared to express yourself. Talk your mind, however it seems. Fuck how you gonna be viewed as, fuck the image and shit. As long as you feel comfortable with yourself, and also you can relate with people on that same type of wave with you, that's good. But everything starts with yourself. You gotta be comfortable with yourself first. You can't be expecting people to be comfortable with you outside. You gotta be comfortable with yourself first. But get shit off your chest. Like, don't keep that shit in your system. Like, speak it out, cry it out, do shadow work, do all that shit. Express yourself online, which I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Communication, it's good to talk to people. Also communicate with yourself, connecting with yourself. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's Virgo new moon. But yeah, like, you know, get out there. Don't be scared to express yourself. Also go through changes. And that's the new moon's for. And then we're in the crescent moon, which is like Libra. That's Libra moon. Yeah, get your ass outside. It's good to go outside. Like, once you be inside too much, that builds too much accumulation. It's good to go outside and express yourself. Like right now, like it's about shit. It's fall right now, you know. Even though it's fall, you still go outside. I don't care if it's winter or whatever. Well, winter. I can speak right now though. But Virgo, don't be so bottled up inside, because at times, me from experience, I can be doing something and be so pent up in that area where I need to relax. Because Virgo is not really about fixating, even though it likes to be perfect, but it's about progression. Like, you know, it's mutable. So like, you know, go outside, get some air and shit like that. Even though the air is bullshit, but you know, you do the alchemy and shit like that. You know, get some air, go outside, look at the trees and shit. It don't hurt to walk your ass outside and look at some shit, look at the water, look at the fishes. You know, that builds a stimuli. You know, instead of watching bullshit, what you feed yourself, on what you feed your mind 4 through 6. How about you feed yourself like going outside, looking at the animals, birds, the trees, the water. You know, that's some good ass stimuli. And also what you watch on YouTube. Yes, technology is bullshit, but you can't really blame technology, because you the one that's controlling it or managing it. You can't really blame it. It's like, okay, you control it. It's not what you do, it's how you do with it. Okay, what you watching on TV, is it healthy? Can you learn something from it? It's like nothing's really positive or negative. It's like how you use it, and also how you transform it and alchemize it, and like how much time you spending on it. And that is with Virgo. But yeah, well, that's it for the video. You know, tuning out, real talk.